In the world of journalism, there's a powerful new tool that's changing just about everything: artificial intelligence. But as AI gets smarter, it's forcing all of us to confront a really fundamental question about the news we consume. Who and what can we actually trust?
But before we dive into all the tech, just think about that question for a second. Seriously, for you, what is it? Is it honesty? Consistency? Is it knowing someone will own up to their mistakes? Whatever it is, that feeling is at the very core of what we're talking about today.
Because before we can even bring AI into the picture, we have to start with the bedrock of all good journalism. And it's not about fancy gadgets or clever algorithms, it's all about trust.
Now, notice how trust is defined here. It's moved way beyond just getting the facts right. Today, it's really about intent. It's about admitting when you're wrong, showing your work, and always putting human responsibility ahead of the technology.
This right here gets to a crucial difference. Trust isn't built with a slick marketing campaign. It's built through behavior. It's earned in all those small moments, by actually listening, by representing people fairly, and by asking a simple but really powerful question before hitting publish. Who could be harmed by this?
Okay, so now let's introduce a new variable into this whole equation: artificial intelligence. It's a tool that is rapidly changing the media landscape. And, like any powerful tool, it can build things up or it can tear them right down.
This really shows you the two faces of AI. On one side, it's this amazing assistant for journalists, sifting through mountains of data, helping with research. But on the other side, it can be a weapon for creating deepfakes, for amplifying bias, and for spreading misinformation at a scale we've never seen before. You see, the technology itself is neutral. The intent behind it is absolutely everything. On the positive side, just think of the practical benefits. AI can handle those really tedious tasks, like transcribing hours and hours of interviews. It can help a small local news team organize all their research, or generate summaries to make information more accessible for everyone. These are real, tangible ways it can actually support journalists.
And then here's the other side of that coin. AI can create convincing fake videos, generate realistic images of events that never even happened, or produce summaries that completely miss the crucial context. And every single one of these things, when used irresponsibly, just chips away at the very foundation of truth we all rely on.
This quote just captures the essential guideline perfectly. AI can be the tool, for sure, but the human journalist must always be the one in control, making the final call on ethics, on judgment, and on the story itself.
So how do we navigate this? Well, the answer isn't to ban the technology, but to guide it with a strong, clear ethical framework. This is where responsibility really comes in.
So what does a responsible newsroom actually do? It makes concrete commitments. These aren't just vague ideas. They are actionable rules. A human always reviews AI-assisted work. AI is never, ever used to fabricate stories. You're transparent about its use. And most importantly, you always prioritize the community's trust over speed or convenience.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this one question every journalist has to ask themselves. It's an empathy check. It forces them to move beyond, is this technically correct, and ask, is this fair, is this clear, and is this worthy of my audience's trust?
Being transparent about using AI isn't some tedious legal requirement. It's an act of respect. It's a way of telling your audience, hey, we value your trust, so we're being honest with you about the tools we use to bring you this story.
So, what does this actually look like in practice? Let's head over to Philadelphia and look at a community-centered organization that's putting these principles to the test. We Talk Weekly.
This quote captures their entire philosophy. They aren't outsiders looking in. They live within the stories they tell, particularly in the Black and brown communities of Philadelphia. That proximity isn't just a detail, it's their source of accountability. Their commitments put these ideas into action. They don't just report the news, they actively challenge misinformation. For instance, they hold community workshops on how to spot a deepfake. They see themselves as guides, helping people understand this new technology without fear or hype, and always prioritizing the human story. For an organization like We Talk Weekly, their role has expanded. Being a journalist today also means being a guide, helping people understand what AI is, how it affects them, and how to navigate this new landscape safely. All right, let's wrap this up by bringing all these ideas together. The core takeaway here is that in the age of AI, trust isn't a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing, collaborative effort between a newsroom and its community. The tools of journalism are always changing. Yesterday, it was the printing press. Today, it's AI. But the fundamental duties, they never change. Tell the truth, respect your audience, and use any tool with care and with intention.
And this right here is the bottom line. Trust isn't a feature of journalism or nice to have. It is the foundation. Without it, everything else is just noise.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to consider. As technology gets more powerful and the line between real and synthetic gets blurrier and blurrier, who earns your trust? Who do you believe is committed to telling your story and the stories of your community with the honesty and care they truly deserve?